If you've been following housing prices across the US, you know it often feels like the American dream is slipping further and further out of reach. In states like California, the average home now costs well over $700,000, and even modest properties in major cities nationwide can feel completely unattainable for everyday families. But just across the border in Nevada, something surprising is happening. While Las Vegas and Reno continue to attract headlines for glitzy real estate and soaring rents, there are towns and cities scattered across the Silver State where prices are so low, you'll honestly think they can't be real. In fact, some of these places have homes listed for half, or even a third, of the Nevada state average. And we're not talking about ghost towns with nothing but tumbleweeds rolling through. These are communities with schools, jobs, outdoor recreation, and a cost of living that lets you breathe a little easier at the end of each month. In today's video, we're breaking down the 10 Nevada cities with the lowest cost of living. We'll go beyond just home prices and rent, showing you what daily life looks like, what kind of jobs keep these towns running, and who might find these places the perfect fit. Whether you're a retiree stretching your savings, a remote worker looking for peace and quiet, or simply someone curious about affordable living in 2025, this list might just surprise you. When most people think of Nevada, two images immediately come to mind: the neon lights of Las Vegas and the casinos of Reno. These cities dominate the state's reputation, and because of that, many assume Nevada is a place of high costs, luxury living, and expensive housing markets. And while it's true that buying a home in the Las Vegas metro can set you back close to $500,000, the rest of Nevada tells a very different story. In fact, outside the state's two largest metro areas, you'll find communities that feel worlds apart. Not just in lifestyle, but in affordability. Let's take a step back and look at the numbers. As of 2025, the median home price in Nevada hovers around $430,000 to $450,000. That's already cheaper than California's staggering $750,000 average, but still higher than the national median of roughly $400,000. Yet in certain parts of Nevada, homes sell for as little as $195,000, less than half the state average, and nearly unheard of in today's market. Rent follows a similar trend. While Las Vegas apartments might run you $1,600 or more per month, some smaller Nevada towns still offer rentals for under $900. What makes these prices possible? A few key factors. First, Nevada has vast stretches of rural land, and many of its towns developed around mining, ranching, and agriculture. These industries create steady jobs but don't inflate housing markets the way tech or finance hubs do. Second, population density plays a big role. With fewer people competing for homes, supply and demand remain in balance. And finally, Nevada's tax-friendly environment, no state income tax and relatively low property taxes, helps keep the overall cost of living manageable. So, while Las Vegas and Reno continue to draw tourists and investors, there's an entirely different Nevada waiting to be discovered. These are places where you can still buy a home without mortgaging your future, where daily expenses won't crush your budget, and where a slower pace of life offers its own rewards. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into the list. Here are the 10 Nevada cities where prices are so low, you'll think it's a lie. 1. Carlin. Let's start with Carlin, a small town of just over 2,000 people, located in Elko County in northeastern Nevada. On paper, Carlin might not seem remarkable, but the numbers are jaw-dropping. The median home price here sits around $195,000, less than half the Nevada state average. Rent is equally affordable, averaging about $1,200 a month, and with a median household income of roughly $62,000, many families here actually live quite comfortably compared to larger cities. Carlin developed as a mining town, and to this day, gold mining remains a cornerstone of the local economy. That means jobs are steady, and property values have remained low but stable over time. The town itself is quiet, with basic services, small shops, and access to the larger amenities in nearby Elko. The biggest trade-off? Carlin is rural. If you need major hospitals, shopping malls, or an international airport, you'll be driving. But if you value peace, low property taxes, and a slower lifestyle, this town is an incredible hidden gem. Carlin is perfect for retirees, people working in mining, or anyone who prefers small-town living without breaking the bank. 2. Ely. Next up is Ely, a historic city with around 3,900 residents. Nestled in White Pine County, Ely combines old mining charm with access to incredible outdoor recreation. And the affordability here is nothing short of amazing. Median home prices sit at about $200,000, while rent can go as low as $900 per month. Numbers that feel almost impossible in today's market. Add to that a surprisingly strong median household income of $86,000, and you begin to see why Ely is such a standout. Ely has managed to balance affordability with livability. It offers schools, local businesses, and a community centered around both mining and tourism. Outdoor enthusiasts love it here, thanks to nearby Great Basin National Park, mountain trails, and wide-open landscapes that make weekend adventures easy. Of course, the rural location means you won't find big city shopping or entertainment options. Winters can also be cold and snowy compared to southern Nevada. But for families, retirees, or remote workers looking for space, fresh air, and an affordable home, Ely offers a lifestyle that feels both peaceful and financially sustainable. 3. West Wendover. Heading toward the eastern border of Nevada, you'll find West Wendover, a small city of about 4,500 people. Despite its size, it's one of the most surprising on this list. Here, the median home price is just $215,000, while rent can be as low as $650 a month, practically unheard of in 2025. The trade-off? The median household income is around $50,000, so while housing is cheap, wages are modest. The economy here is largely driven by tourism and casinos. West Wendover sits right on the Utah border and has become a destination for Salt Lake City residents who want to enjoy Nevada's gaming and nightlife. That tourism base keeps the local economy active, even though the town itself remains small. Living in West Wendover means embracing desert life. Summers are hot, winters are dry, and you won't find many of the conveniences of a larger city. But if you're looking for unbelievably low rent, quiet living, and the ability to save money on housing, West Wendover delivers. It's ideal for singles working in tourism, people on tight budgets, or anyone who wants affordable housing with a touch of nightlife nearby. 4. Yerington. Our next stop is Yerington, a town of just over 3,000 people located in Lyon County. Known for its agricultural roots and mining history, Yerington offers affordability that's hard to ignore. Median home prices hover around $250,000, while rent averages about $800 a month, far below what you'd find in most U.S. cities. Household incomes average around $45,000, which makes day-to-day expenses manageable, especially given the lower cost of housing. Yerington's charm lies in its rural lifestyle. It's a quiet community surrounded by farmland and open landscapes, with a slower pace that appeals to retirees and families who want more space for their money. Basic amenities like schools, grocery stores, and healthcare are available locally, and larger shopping or entertainment options are a short drive away in bigger towns. The biggest trade-off here is job diversity. Outside of agriculture, mining, and local services, opportunities are limited. Still, for those who are retired, working remotely, or simply seeking a low-cost, peaceful environment, Yerington is a surprisingly affordable option in Nevada. 5. Winnemucca. Now let's head to Winnemucca, a city of about 8,200 residents that serves as the hub of Humboldt County. Unlike some smaller towns, Winnemucca offers a mix of mining, ranching, retail, and service industries, which makes its economy more balanced. And the affordability here is impressive. Median home prices sit around $290,000, while rent averages $800 per month. With a median household income of about $80,000, residents can comfortably afford housing and daily expenses. Winnemucca is often described as a city with a small-town feel. It has schools, healthcare facilities, and a variety of shops and restaurants. For outdoor lovers, the surrounding desert and mountain landscapes offer endless opportunities for hiking, camping, and off-road adventures. The downsides? It's still remote compared to larger metro areas, and entertainment options are limited. But for people who value community, affordability, and access to nature, Winnemucca strikes a nice balance between cost and livability. It's a great choice for families, workers in mining or agriculture, and anyone who doesn't mind living outside a major city. 6. Elko. With nearly 21,000 residents, Elko is one of the larger cities on this list, and that means more services, schools, and job opportunities. Yet despite its size, housing remains affordable compared to Nevada's biggest metro areas. Median home prices are about $285,000, with rents averaging $1,400 a month. The median household income is $75,600, making it one of the stronger local economies in northern Nevada. Elko has long been tied to gold mining, and that industry still drives much of the local economy. But the city also offers jobs in healthcare, education, and retail, giving it more stability than purely rural towns. Residents benefit from a well-developed infrastructure, including schools, medical facilities, and shopping. The trade-offs are typical for northern Nevada: cold winters, a more remote location, and fewer cultural amenities compared to Las Vegas or Reno. Still, Elko is a fantastic option for families and professionals who want a bigger town atmosphere without sacrificing affordability. 7. Pahrump. If you want to live near Las Vegas but still save money, Pahrump might be your answer. With a population of nearly 47,000, Pahrump is large enough to offer big town conveniences, but small enough to keep costs manageable. The median home price is around $400,000, and rent averages $1,100 a month. The median household income is $59,000, which means affordability can vary depending on your situation. Pahrump has grown rapidly as a commuter city for people working in Las Vegas. Located about an hour away, it offers a quieter suburban lifestyle while still giving residents access to the jobs and entertainment of Vegas. The town has also developed its own unique identity, with local wineries, golf courses, and outdoor recreation in the nearby Spring Mountains. The challenge with Pahrump is its reliance on commuting. If you work remotely, it's an excellent deal. But if you drive into Las Vegas daily, transportation costs and time can add up. Still, for those looking for affordability near a major hub, Pahrump is an excellent choice. 8. North Las Vegas. Now let's look at North Las Vegas, a city of more than 270,000 people. While it's technically part of the greater Las Vegas metro, it consistently offers more affordable housing than Central Vegas itself. The median home price is about $410,000, with average rent around $1,600 a month. With a median household income of $77,000, it's relatively accessible compared to similar-sized cities across the U.S. North Las Vegas is a growing city with a diverse economy. Beyond the casinos, it has strong ties to manufacturing, logistics, and even aerospace industries. Families benefit from schools, shopping centers, healthcare, and of course, proximity to all the entertainment Las Vegas offers. The downside? It's still an urban environment, which means higher crime rates and traffic compared to Nevada's smaller towns. But for those who want the convenience of city living at a fraction of the price of California or even downtown Las Vegas, North Las Vegas is a compelling option. 9. Paradise. Paradise is a unique city because it technically includes the Las Vegas Strip, but it's still considered its own community with a population of about 181,000. What's surprising is that despite being so close to the action, median home prices are around $390,000, and rent averages about $1,100. With a median household income of $62,000, the cost of living here feels more reasonable than you might expect for such a high-profile location. The economy is, of course, centered around hospitality and tourism. Living in Paradise means being close to the heart of Las Vegas. Shopping, dining, entertainment, and jobs in hospitality are everywhere. For many, this makes Paradise one of the most convenient and affordable urban locations in Nevada. The trade-offs are obvious: noise, traffic, and the non-stop energy of living next to the Strip. This isn't a quiet community by any means. But for people who want affordable housing close to one of the world's most famous entertainment hubs, Paradise is a surprising and practical choice. 10. Fernley. Finally, let's look at Fernley, a city of about 25,500 residents located just outside Reno. Fernley has become one of Nevada's fastest-growing cities, thanks in part to its connection to the Tesla Gigafactory and the broader tech logistics industry in northern Nevada. Despite this growth, housing remains affordable. Median home prices are about $370,000, with rent averaging $1,460. With a median household income of $88,000, Fernley offers both affordability and opportunity. Fernley is a commuter city for Reno workers, but it's also developing its own economy. Residents enjoy suburban living, with schools, parks, and shopping available locally. The city has also seen investments in infrastructure, which makes it more livable than some rural areas. The trade-off is that prices may rise as growth continues. Fernley isn't as cheap as towns like Carlin or Ely, but compared to Reno or California just across the border, it still feels like a steal. For families, professionals, or anyone looking for a balance between affordability and modern living, Fernley is a top pick. Why these cities are so affordable? When you look at the numbers from Carlin, Ely, West Wendover, Winnemucca, and all the other cities on this list, the first reaction is usually disbelief. How can a house cost $200,000 in a state where Las Vegas routinely pushes $500,000? Why is rent $700 a month in one town, but triple that just a few hours away? The truth is, Nevada's affordability story is tied to several powerful forces, from geography to industry to demographics, that combine to keep costs lower in these smaller communities. The first factor is location. Many of the most affordable cities are far from Nevada's urban centers. They sit in rural counties where land is abundant, development pressure is minimal, and the housing market never overheats. Unlike Las Vegas, Henderson, or Reno, which are magnets for new residents, retirees, and tech workers, places like Carlin or Ely simply don't face that same level of demand. Fewer bidding wars, fewer investors, and slower growth all translate into stable and lower home prices. Another key reason is industry dependence. Many of these towns developed around mining, railroads, or other resource-based industries. Gold mining, in particular, remains central to areas like Elko County. These industries provide steady jobs, but they don't typically create the explosive real estate speculation you see in cities with tech or entertainment booms. In other words, the economies are strong enough to support residents, but not so overheated that they drive up costs of living. Then there's infrastructure and amenities. Smaller Nevada cities don't have sprawling shopping malls, international airports, or world-class entertainment venues. While that might sound like a downside, it also means lower costs for everything from housing to groceries. You won't be paying city premiums for the convenience of living near mega attractions. Instead, you're getting a community where essentials are affordable and luxuries are either limited or located in bigger cities hours away. We also can't ignore demographics and population trends. Many of these towns have relatively small, stable populations, a few thousand residents at most. That stability prevents the massive housing crunches you see in fast-growing urban areas. In fact, some of these towns have faced population declines over the years, which leaves behind more available housing stock. The result? Lower demand means lower costs. Finally, Nevada's tax structure makes living in these towns even more appealing. The state famously has no income tax, and property taxes remain some of the lowest in the country. Even if housing is cheap elsewhere, those recurring costs can eat away at affordability. In Nevada, residents benefit from not only low housing prices in these towns, but also a lighter long-term tax burden. When you put all of these elements together, you get a rare combination. Towns that are safe, peaceful, and financially sustainable without the financial pressures of big city life. Of course, the trade-offs are real: longer drives, fewer hospitals, and less nightlife. But for families, retirees, and remote workers, the math is clear. A $200,000 home and a low tax bill can outweigh the sacrifices of small-town living. These structural reasons explain why Nevada is home to such surprisingly affordable cities. And they also point to something bigger. In a time when affordability feels impossible in much of America, Nevada's small towns remind us that opportunities still exist if you're willing to look beyond the usual hotspots. Lifestyle and living experience. In these cities, affordability alone doesn't tell the full story. What really makes these 10 Nevada cities unique is how that low cost of living shapes day-to-day life. In towns like Carlin or Ely, you'll notice an immediate difference. Life runs at a slower pace. There's less traffic, shorter commutes, and a sense of calm that simply doesn't exist in fast-growing urban centers. Many residents describe it as having room to breathe, not just physically with wide-open landscapes, but financially as well, since housing costs don't eat up half their income. Community spirit is another defining feature. In smaller towns, people know their neighbors, schools are more personal, and events often revolve around local traditions. Instead of massive stadiums or arenas, you'll find county fairs, community gatherings, and local festivals that bring everyone together. For families, this creates a safe and supportive environment where children can grow up without some of the pressures of big city living. Then, there's the outdoor lifestyle. Nevada's geography is rugged and beautiful, offering year-round adventure. Whether it's hiking in Great Basin National Park, fishing in Ruby Lake, or simply stargazing under some of the darkest skies in the country, these towns give you front-row access to nature. Outdoor recreation is free or low cost, which pairs perfectly with the budget-friendly lifestyle. Of course, there are trade-offs. Healthcare facilities may be limited, with residents sometimes driving hours for specialized treatment. Shopping choices are narrower. You might have 1 or 2 grocery stores instead of a dozen. Entertainment is more low-key, and job opportunities can be tied closely to industries like mining or tourism. For some, that might feel restrictive. For others, it's exactly the kind of focused, simpler lifestyle they've been searching for. The rise of remote work has also changed the equation. In the past, living in Ely or West Wendover might have meant limiting career opportunities. Today, professionals can bring their jobs with them, enjoying city salaries while paying small-town housing costs. This shift has started to attract a new wave of residents, people who want affordability without sacrificing income. Ultimately, the lifestyle in these cities is defined by balance. It's about trading in a little convenience for a lot of financial freedom, about choosing community over anonymity, and about enjoying nature and quiet in place of constant noise and crowds. When we look at the 10 most affordable cities in Nevada, the story is clear. There are still places in America where you don't need to be wealthy to live comfortably. From Carlin's mining town roots to Ely's stunning outdoor escapes and West Wendover's unique mix of small-town living and tourism energy, these cities prove that affordability and quality of life can go hand in hand. Yes, the trade-offs are real. Fewer big city amenities, longer drives, and smaller job markets. But for many families, retirees, and remote workers, the benefits far outweigh the challenges. Owning a home for under $250,000, paying rent for less than $1,000 a month, and enjoying Nevada's tax-friendly structure is a dream that feels almost impossible in other parts of the country. So whether you're looking to stretch your retirement savings, escape the chaos of major metros, or simply find a place where your money goes further, Nevada's hidden gems deserve a serious look. These towns remind us that the American dream of homeownership and financial freedom isn't gone. You just have to know where to look. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on affordable living and hidden gems across the US. And let us know in the comments, which of these Nevada towns would you consider calling home?